Tomorrow, thousands will gather in Boston for the marathon. It's sure to be an emotional day for everyone there, including a former 2 News anchor. Last year, John Walls was only about 100 feet away from where the first bomb went off. Tonight at 2 The Point, 2 News anchor Russ McCaskey talks via Skype with John about what he experienced last year and his plans to return this year.
And we welcome in a former 2 News anchor, John Walls. John, thanks for giving us some time today.
You bet, Russ. How are you doing?
Doing great. All right, let's talk a little bit about what happened last year. You're an avid runner. You've run the Boston Marathon before, but last year you were there as a spectator because your wife and daughter were running. Tell us about that and a little bit about what the atmosphere was like that day.
Yeah, right. Cindy and Katie were running, and fortunately I had been there, so I understood about, the excitement of the day. And we'd gotten into the grandstand at the finish line and just happened to be watching this older gentleman come across nearly the finish line, about 4:07 into the race. I made a comment about him. I said, look at that guy, an older guy. He's still running well. He looks good. He's going to finish at 4:07. I saw the clock. And we all turned our heads back at that moment. There were 7 of us together to look at him just as the bomb went off. And it was that gentleman, the older man, that became really an iconic photograph of him being hobbled there in the street and helped up to his feet by public safety in the area there. But that really was, you can imagine how startling that was. You felt the heat, the bomb, the rush, screaming shortly after. It was just an incredible scene.
Yeah, you can only imagine what that was like. Now, John, you were right across the street when the bombs went off. You had your cell phone with you, and then you started recording. Was that just instinct?
Well, I was taking pictures and I was kind of warming up for Cindy and Katie. I wanted to make sure I got their strides right. And so I was watching a lot of the runners who were running for my sister-in-law's charity. So I still had my camera out, or still had the camera phone out, and was just holding it in my hand. And all of a sudden, when that bomb went off, the first thing I thought of was to snap a picture. So I did, and I took that picture very quickly. And then I thought, video. I need to get video of this. When the other bomb, the second bomb, went off just over her shoulder, and that's when we knew that it was obviously a much bigger event than an accidental bombing. Something had really happened from a terrorist standpoint. It was an orchestrated attack of some kind, and we had to get out of there.
All right, let's take a quick look at the video that John shot that day.
Out of the stands. Get out of the stands.
Yeah, obviously you knew you had to get out of there, but from what I saw, it was actually pretty well organized, wasn't it?
Yeah, looking back on it, it really was. Considering how people could have reacted, we were in a very limited seating area. There was only one way in, one way out. It was a stairway, about 10 stairs down. There were probably 200 people in that section of grandstand. We had to walk about 40 or 50 feet to get to the exit area. And I was looking the whole time. I was thinking, okay, when we get here, where are we going to go? Because you couldn't go straight. That would take you out onto the race course. The left was really crowded. I looked down to the right, and I was trying to direct everybody, hey, let's go to our right. Let's get out of here and go to our right. And trying to reassure everybody at the same time, too. We're together. We're okay. We're going to get out of here. But honestly, there was that thought in the back of my mind. I thought maybe we're not going to get out of here. Maybe there's another bomb, because 2 have gone off. You don't know about a third or a fourth, or is this a sequence of attacks? So it was pretty uneasy there for about 45 seconds or a minute or so.
I would assume that you've probably gone back and watched this video that you shot many times over. Now, a year later, it's still got to be surreal to see it and realize just how close you were to tragedy.
Yeah, I still have a hard time with it, honestly, when I watch video clips or the news, because it comes back and you get this little chill over your body. It's almost like it kind of rushes down to your knees, kind of feeling you have when you almost have a car wreck, and you settle down a few seconds later. It's a lot like that you still have that really strong sensation. The images are indelible. They really are. That's one you don't forget. And I'm sure this week when we go back to Boston for Monday's race that it's going to be a pretty special day.
I imagine it will be. Now, your wife and daughter are running again this year, and you're going to be in the stands again. As we approach that day, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not that smart of a guy. Why am I going back? But we knew last year. We talked, the 3 of us did, about going back. And certainly it means a lot to Cindy. This will be her 19th Boston Marathon. And she raises a significant amount of money for her sister-in-law's respite center. Now, Cindy qualifies every year, so she doesn't take up a number, but she's able to raise quite a bit of money. So it means a lot to us as a family in terms of how much we have invested in my sister-in-law's charity. But then being involved in that event last year, this historic moment, this tragic and historic moment, it gave us a lot more resolve. And we said, all right, we're definitely going back. We are going to fully engage and participate as best we can. We love this race. We love the people involved in it. And I think it's admirable that people in Boston and throughout New England have really rallied around it. And instead of letting it dampen what is a tremendous activity and just a tremendous event in that part of the country, they are into it with full realm. I mean, they're into it 100%. And so we're into it. We'll leave Saturday. I'll be back almost the exact same seat Monday at the finish line. And I can't wait to see the two of them come, arm in arm across the finish line this time.
That'll be a great sight. All right, John, thanks for talking with us. Good luck to Cindy and Katie.
You